ever wondered how our actions, influenced by our innermost desires and emotions, can impact our lives and the world around us? Today, we embark on a journey exploring the age-old concept of the 7 deadly sins. From lust to pride, these universal human tendencies can lead us down a path of self-destruction and societal harm. But fear not, for understanding is the first step towards transformation. Join us as we delve deeper into each of these sins and the consequences they bring. First on the list, we have lust. Lust, in its simplest form, is the intense longing for physical pleasure and indulgence. It's the fiery desire that fuels passion, but can also lead us astray if not kept in check. Lust, when left unchecked, can morph into a destructive force that wreaks havoc on our personal relationships and self-respect. It can lead us to view others not as individuals with their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences, but as mere objects of our desire. This objectification can cause deep emotional harm, both to ourselves and to those we objectify. Furthermore, lust can drive us to make decisions based on impulse rather than reason, leading us down a path we may later regret. The desire for physical pleasure is a natural part of being human, but when it spirals out of control, it becomes a problem. Unchecked lust can lead to a path of destruction and regret. Next, we examine gluttony. Often visualized as a person who can't stop eating, gluttony is about more than just food. It's an uncontrolled desire to consume more than what one needs or deserves, be it food, drink, or resources. This excessive consumption can lead to health issues such as obesity, heart disease, and even mental health problems like anxiety and depression. But the effects of gluttony extend beyond the individual. It also impacts society as a whole, leading to waste and a culture of excess. It's a sin that encourages us to take more than our fair share, leaving less for others and the future generations. Gluttony, in essence, is an obsession with the temporary pleasures of the present, often at the expense of our long-term well-being. So, let's remember, overindulgence not only harms us, but also our surroundings. Moderation in all aspects of our lives is the key to overcoming gluttony. Now let's focus on greed. This sin, unlike others, is not about indulgence in physical pleasure or emotional release, but about an insatiable desire for wealth and possessions. Greed, at its core, is an obsession with accumulation, a never-ending pursuit of more. It's driven by the belief that happiness and success are measured by what we own, by the numbers in our bank accounts, by the things we can hold in our hands. But the cost of greed is high. It can lead to a life spent chasing material wealth at the expense of meaningful relationships and personal growth. Greed can blind us to the needs of others, fostering a culture of inequality where the rich get richer while the poor get poorer. It can drive us to act unethically, even corruptly, as we justify any means to satisfy our hunger for more. In the end, greed blinds us to the needs of others and fuels unethical behavior. Moving on, we explore sloth. Unlike the endearing and slow-moving creature in the animal kingdom, the sin of sloth represents a spiritual and emotional lethargy. It's the inclination to do nothing, to resist effort, to wallow in apathy. Sloth is the enemy of personal growth. It is the thief that robs us of our ambition, stifling our potential and clouding our sense of purpose. The danger of sloth is that it's self-perpetuating. The less we do, the less we want to do, and the more we surrender to inertia. Sloth not only affects our personal development, but it also inhibits our ability to contribute positively to society. When we are idle, we are not using our talents and abilities to their fullest extent. We are not inspiring others, and we are not making a difference in the world around us. Sloth robs us of our potential and our ability to contribute to society. Up next, we have wrath. This is no stranger to any of us. It's that intense burning anger that flares up when someone cuts us off in traffic, when we feel slighted, or when we experience injustice. Wrath is a powerful emotion, a raw reaction to perceived wrongs. But unchecked, it can turn destructive, turning conversations into conflicts, and conflicts into wars. It's important to remember that wrath isn't just about physical violence. It's also about the violence of words, the violence of actions, and the violence of intentions. It can sever ties, break hearts, and shatter peace. It can lead a person down a path of bitterness and vengeance, leaving a trail of hurt and chaos in its wake. The key is not to suppress wrath, but to manage it, to transform it into something productive, to use it as a catalyst for change, rather than a weapon of destruction. Remember, wrath can lead to violence and destroy relationships. Then we have envy. This sin isn't about wanting what someone else has, it's about resenting that they have it at all. It's an emotion that can eat away at us from the inside, turning our joy to bitterness, our motivation to resentment. Envy can make us feel like we're always in a race, always trying to catch up, never content with what we have. It's a toxic emotion that can lead to destructive behaviors. It can tempt us to sabotage others, to bring them down to our level, instead of lifting ourselves up. It can make us lose sight of our own worth, our own achievements, our own happiness. It can even make us forget about the things we actually value, the things that truly make life worth living. Envy hinders our own happiness and can lead to destructive behaviors. It's a sin that we must strive to replace with contentment, gratitude, and genuine happiness for the success of others. Finally, we discuss pride. Often regarded as the most sinister of the 7 deadly sins, pride is the excessive belief in one's own abilities, achievements, or status. It's when healthy self-esteem morphs into an inflated sense of self-worth, blinding us to our own flaws and shortcomings. Pride can manifest as arrogance, a belief that we are inherently superior to others, leading us to dismiss their opinions, feelings, and contributions. This mindset can create a barrier between us and the rest of the world, isolating us in a tower of our own making. Pride can also breed entitlement, a belief that we are deserving of certain privileges or treatments based on our perceived superiority. This can lead to a lack of respect for others and their rights, fostering discord and conflict. Unchecked pride can lead to a lack of empathy and understanding. It can prevent us from acknowledging our mistakes, learning from them, and growing as individuals. Let's remember, humility is not about thinking less of ourselves, but thinking of ourselves less. The consequences of these deadly sins can be devastating, but there is hope. As we have journeyed together through the maze of the 7 deadly sins, we have seen how they can lead to personal anguish and societal discord. Yet it is crucial to remember that these sins are not insurmountable obstacles, but challenges that we can learn from and overcome. Lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. These are not just abstract concepts, but real tendencies that can derail our lives if left unchecked. But by acknowledging their presence, we can start to take control. By replacing lust with love, gluttony with moderation, greed with generosity, sloth with diligence, wrath with patience, envy with contentment, and pride with humility, we can begin to reshape our lives and our world. Every day presents a new opportunity for self-improvement, a chance to choose virtue over vice. Every interaction is a test of our character and a chance to make the right choice. It is in these small, everyday decisions that we can find the strength to overcome these deadly sins. But this is not a journey we need to undertake alone. By sharing our experiences and supporting each other, we can collectively strive for a more virtuous and fulfilling life. So, let's not keep this knowledge to ourselves. Think of the people in your life who could benefit from this awareness, those who may be struggling with their own inner demons. Share this video with them, and together, we can spread the awareness of these 7 deadly sins and their dangers. Let's foster a culture of understanding and compassion, where we help each other overcome our weaknesses and build on our strengths. Let's strive for a world where virtue is celebrated and vice is understood, not as an inherent flaw, but as an opportunity for growth. Share this video, spread the awareness, and together we can strive for a more virtuous and fulfilling life.